And now Grace Brown joins us in the studio to talk more about this. Well, Grace, 1 in 3 graduates living with their parents in China seems pretty high. So what more can you tell us about this condition?
Well, there are two main reasons, Meng Meng. One, high housing prices, and two, a labour market imbalance resulting in growing youth unemployment. Essentially, too many degree holders, too few technicians. As Professor Du said, China's service sector is not expanding as fast as universities. A record 7.27 million graduates are entering China's job market this year. That's almost equal to the entire population of Hong Kong. But among them, there's a huge shortage of skilled workers. The machinery sector alone is forecasting a shortage of 600,000 computer-operated machine technicians this year, while China's call centers need 20 million phone operators, but they only have 2 million. Now, that's because many of China's recent graduates are either unable or unwilling to do these jobs. The government is trying to fix the problem, turning 600 local universities into new vocational colleges to train more technicians. It's also investing much more in its service sector, but for this year's graduates, the labour market remains unbalanced. And it's not just a problem of unemployment, but also the quality of employment, including pay. In China, salaries are rising, but not as fast as property prices. So, according to that same survey, 40% of those who are working are barely saving anything at all. Now, that's because their average salary is just about 2,400 yuan, or roughly $395 a month. So those who can save are only saving about 325 yuan a month, or roughly $50 a month. So for many graduates on this salary, the only way to save is to live with their parents.
And Grace, we know here in China, people tend to live with their parents under the same roof. I mean, if they live in the same city, until they get married and start their own family. So how does this situation here compare to the other countries?
Well, it's a global problem. It's actually worse in other countries. Record levels of young adults around the world are moving back home. In the UK, new census data this year showed that a staggering 49% of 20 to 24-year-olds live with their parents. Now, that's 25% higher than in 1996. So, like in China, high property prices and a tough job market after the global financial crisis are key factors, with 1 in 5 young adults in Britain unemployed. In the United States, about 24% of Americans aged 25 to 34 are living at home. Again, unemployment is a key reason. A new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York revealed 44% of new college grads in the States are unemployed, forcing many of them back home. Culturally, as you say, living with one's parents is generally more unusual in Europe or America than it is in China, which has traditionally been a more collective society, as you will know, and the family unit takes priority. In the West, people at all ages, young or old, are encouraged to be independent. But in the US, census data found Chinese graduates move back home with their parents more often than those from European countries, even if they do have a job. So culture is a factor too. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Grace, for that.